Good morning, students. Today's topic is nutrition in human beings. See, we have done nutrition in amoeba and holozoic nutrition, that is holozoic nutrition that it performs. And we have done the 5 steps of nutrition, 5 steps of holozoic nutrition in the last video I have told you. Now, while revising this nutrition in human beings as today's topic, I want to start with the two terms. Number one term that we normally know, we call it as digestive system. The diagram that you are looking here is of digestive system. This whole is digestive system. There is one more term which is called as alimentary canal. What is the difference between these two terms, alimentary canal and digestive system? If we look at this diagram, we know the food enters our mouth, then it goes to the esophagus, then it goes to the stomach, and then it goes to the small intestine and then large intestine. The holozoic nutrition that we perform, we ingest the food, we digest the food, we absorb it, we assimilate it, and then the waste material, it is removed out and digestion is done. Now, this whole process, when the food enters right from the mouth to the anus, this whole system, the whole canal, the whole, you may say, the pathway, it is called as alimentary canal. This alimentary canal, along with the digestive glands that aids in digestion, it is known as digestive system. We have various digestive glands that help in digestion process. Without those glands, the digestion is not possible. Salivary glands are there, we have ovaries, we have pancreas. So because of, until and unless these secretions are not provided to the food will not be digested. Now, without wasting our time, let's start with the first part of human alimentary canal or human digestive system. We have our mouth. Ingestion is done with the help of the mouth. In the mouth, there is a cavity which is called as oral cavity, or we call it as the buccal cavity also. In oral cavity, there are 4 types of teeth: I, C, P, N. Incisors, canines, premolars and molars. These are the 4 different types of teeth which are present that help in cutting, chewing and biting the food. Along with these teeth, we have tongue present that help in swallowing of food, that help in tasting the food better. So, tongue, then teeth and a pair of lips is present. Then, very important part, we have salivary glands present. These are the salivary glands. Now, these salivary glands secrete a very important enzyme, and name of the enzyme is ptyalin. P is silent here, and the name of the enzyme is ptyalin, or you call it as salivary amylase. Ase, wherever this word ase comes, it means it is an enzyme. This salivary amylase, it digests. What it digests? It digests starch that we eat. As soon as we enter the food into the mouth, the carbohydrate rich food into the mouth, the starch gets broken down. The starch which is present in the chapati or the bread or the rice, it starts getting digested into a sugar which is called as maltose. This O's word, that means it is a sugar. Starch gets digested into maltose with the help of this enzyme called as salivary amylase. This question is also there in the book. Why the chapati or the bite of food, carbohydrate rich food, starts getting tastier and starts tasting sweeter when we chew it for a long time? You can do it also. You take a chapati bite and start chewing it alone chapati bite and start chewing it in the mouth. It starts tasting sweeter because the starch gets digested into the sugar which is called as maltose. This is a very important role. So where does the digestion start? The digestion starts itself in the mouth. Then we have pharynx. A small passage is there which is called as pharynx that helps in easy passage of food towards this esophagus. Esophagus, or you call it as food pipe. You all know, call it as, the common name is food pile for a layman. Esophagus does not help in digestion of the food. It helps in digestion of the food, but there is no digestion that takes place in the esophagus. Esophagus adds mucus to the food that helps in easy swallowing of food. Along with it, in esophagus, there is some wave-like movement which is called as peristalsis, or we call it as a peristaltic movement, that help in easy passage or easy swallowing of food towards the stomach. I hope this is clear. Salivary glands, oral cavity, pharynx, and then esophagus. The next very important part of our digestive system, we have stomach. This stomach helps in digestion. How? Stomach contains gastric glands and that secretes gastric juice. The secretions are commonly called as gastric juice. The gastric juice contains three important points. Number one is hydrochloric acid. Number two, we have mucus. And number three, we have some more enzymes that I will be teaching. First, we'll talk about this hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid helps in activating an enzyme, a protein digesting enzyme, which is called as pepsin. This pepsin gets activated by the production of this hydrochloric acid. This is a very important point again. Hydrochloric acid, it makes the food acidic here. The food that is coming from the above, it is alkaline. And for the proteins to be digested, this pepsin enzyme needs acidic medium. And who will give this acidic medium to the pepsin? This hydrochloric acid. Along with it, hydrochloric acid, we have one more enzyme, the partial digestion of this fats that help in. That enzyme, it is known as, I'll write it here. Number two, gastric lipase. Again, the word comes ase. Ase means an enzyme, and lipids obviously digest the fats. So number one, pepsin is there. Number two, gastric lipase is there. See, gastric word, wherever it comes, it is obviously, it normally we come to in the daily life examples also. This gastric word, it is related to the stomach portion only, abdominal area. So number one is pepsin, number two is gastric lipase, and the third which was left, that was the mucus. This inner lining of stomach, it is provided with the mucus lining. This mucus lining helps the stomach lining from preventing the corrosion. If there is hydrochloric acid in the stomach, if there is hydrochloric acid, this mucus lining helps in prevention of the degradation of the stomach lining from its own hydrochloric acid. Otherwise, hydrochloric acid will damage the lining. If large amount of hydrochloric acid gets produced in the stomach, then it leads to heartburn or it leads to the acidity also. So this mucus is very important for the prevention of degradation of this stomach lining. I hope up to stomach it is clear. Salivary glands, that produces salivary amylase, then pharynx, type of teeth, esophagus, and then the stomach region. Thank you.